Kansas City is a special place. And Kansas City is a special place not just because of athletic teams, not just because of big events, venues, concerts, anything like that. It is a special place because of the words and the voices and the community that we share each and every day. And Melissa is somebody who follows in an outstanding tradition of people who tell the stories of our success, our struggle, our triumph, our challenges. She is someone who, when you listen to her, when you interact with her, I start to think about some of the greatest artists that I've ever known over time. James Baldwin, Alice Walker, Gordon Parks. I think of you. And I'm so excited that today we get to name her and recognize her. A local poet, a black poet, a woman poet, somebody who cares about Kansas City as our city's first Poet Laureate. Let's give her a short round of applause for that. So I will tell you a few of the details about the program that we have. We created the Poet Laureate program in Kansas City to ensure that we are promoting and growing our creative community. And let me say a little bit about that. When I first came to City Council, we had some different investments in creative areas. Different budget challenges have meant that we haven't always invested to the fullest extent we wanted. But I heard a lot of people who said, yeah, y'all celebrate World Cups, y'all celebrate all this other stuff. You need to celebrate our creative community, and our creative community that is really what made Kansas City in many ways the Paris of the Plains, what made Kansas City the center of jazz, the center of so many great parts of culture. And so we're glad to be getting back to that. Here in Kansas City, we not only care about celebrating those that we want to lift up, but that we want to inspire the next generation of poets, of writers, of artists, and performers. We have to foster that growth and give artists a platform to create art that brings us all together. Kansas City's Poet Laureate will be an ambassador for poetry and the arts in our community, encouraging the teaching, reading, and writing of poetry as an avenue for education, culture, and entertainment across the city. She will serve a one-year term, and importantly, and this was vital, she will receive an honorarium. And the reason isn't because I want y'all in her business about how much money she makes on this, but it's because we use our creative community a lot, but we don't want to support it. We say, yeah, please be in these spaces, please work with our children, please be in our communities. But we don't pay you like we pay the people who lay new roads or do some of the other work, and that's all valuable. And we certainly don't pay you like we pay the athletes. But I think it's important for us to say this matters to our community and our city, and it's a big part of it. So now I'd like to give the council members a few minutes to describe what they think about this program, perhaps the relationship they may have with our Poet Laureate. I will come back and do a short introduction of you, and then after that, we look forward to hearing from you. First, the Mayor Pro Tem of Kansas City, Councilwoman Jana Park-Shaw.
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited today. It is in my year, my first term, and starting my second term, I have been so proud of the things that this council has done. And today marks an awesome day for those little girls, those little black girls, who now will be able to see themselves in her. And I want to thank the mayor and his team for the creativity, but mostly for being intentional about how we move forward as a city to be inclusive, to ensure that every member of our community feels seen. I'm excited about even other things that will be coming in the next several years of your term, of my term, and I want to congratulate you and thank you for being willing to take this on, because I think this is just the start of something major for our city. Thank you so much, and congratulations to you, and congratulations to Kansas City. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. My name is Jonathan Duncan, 6th District City Council, and I also have the distinct privilege and honor to be a friend to Melissa Seville. I don't usually get choked up, but today I am finding it a little bit hard not to. And I'm not here to tell your business, but I know the particular struggles that Melissa has gone through. And I also know that she uses that struggle as inspiration. She is a storyteller, she is a truth sayer, And there is no one I could think better to tell the story of the struggle and the inspiration of Kansas City than Melissa. In addition, Melissa just doesn't tell the truth, she uplifts the truth in others. And it is a great day for Kansas City. Proud of you.
All right. All right. See, you can tell she's loved. And by the way, we do these things all the time. I think the Mayor Pro Tem and I have been at this for a few years. We don't always get the crew that shows up.
Right.
Right? And so that is just such a sign of who you are. I'm pleased to announce Kansas City's first Poet Laureate, Melissa Ferrer Civil. You can find her work in the Plentitudes, Rising Phoenix Review, Voicemail Polls, Zen Daily, and elsewhere. She is a Charlotte Street studio resident, a Chrysalis Institute alumnus, and a resident of the Bethany Arts community. She seeks to provide a sense of solidarity to all people and create connections through her incredible work. You can read more about Melissa and her work at melissaferrerand.com, and we are extremely excited to see more of her great work and how we can include poetry, both written and spoken word, into our community. As the Mayor Pro Tem noted, we are proud to have you here today. We are inspired by you and all you have done, and we're excited to hear from you today. Kansas City's first Poet Laureate, Melissa Ferrer Civil.
Thank you so much. This is such an honor. I prepared some things on my phone because I am a millennial and a poet, and we are versatile humans. But first, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the land we're standing on, the original inhabitants and stewards of this land, the Kaw, the Kickapoo, the Kanza, and the Ochete-Shakovan tribes. Yeah. Sister poet and educator Sonia Sanchez says, "It is the job of the poet to help us remember our humanity." Sister poet June Jordan says that poetry is a political act because it involves telling the truth. Mother poet Maya Angelou reminds us all to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. And even still, brother poet, prophet, and son of God, Jesus Christ states, "Mary, shine your light." I am honored to accept the position as Kansas City's inaugural Poet Laureate. As I embark on this journey, I take the words of these ancestors and predecessors to heart. I began writing poetry at the age of 12 when Maya Angelou's words urged me to rise from the darkness of despair and isolation. It was then that I knew how I would serve my community by helping to provide solidarity through my own vulnerability to those who felt isolated and alone. It turns out poetry had much more to provide. It helped me to express myself, to account for my perspective and actions, to respond to what I witnessed, to be honest with myself and with others. It set me on a path of telling the truth. It set me up to remember my humanity. Do you hear me? Poetry helped me to find my voice and my agency, to be accountable, to be responsible, to be me, and to be free. The Combahee River Collective states, "If Black women were free, it would mean that everyone else would have to be free, since our freedom would necessitate the destruction of all the systems of oppression." And in my experience, poetry is one of the ways that we get free. As Poet Laureate, I will plan programming that teaches poetry as a medium for transformation, liberation, reclamation, and solidarity. I will plan programming that provides a tool of poetry to youth and adults to help us on our journey toward becoming a collective, a community of self-actualized, interdependent individuals who always remember what's at stake. Not only will I be a rainbow in someone else's cloud and share my light, I will help others to do so as well. And I have prepared a poem specifically for this moment because that's what, yeah, okay. So before I get started, I want to name that this poem makes allusion to 5 Black poets and their poems. So Maya Angelou's On the Pulse of Morning, Paul Laurence Dunbar's We Wear the Mask, Lucille Clifton, Won't You Come Celebrate With Me, Nikki Giovanni's Allowables, and Langston Hughes' I Too Am America. And if you didn't take note of that, you should, because you should read those poems as well. This is called Mounting Meditations on the Shoulders of Giants. 1. A rock, a river, a tree, marked Dr. Angelo, written with the tools of the ancient master, older than the ones we know. How her words taught me to rise, while this world told me to stay low, humbled by her heights, a place I aim to go. A young girl beset with gutter, with a glory in my name, dimmed by the light of death, washed in the river of shame. Head weighed down with ailment, heart captured in dark. If it were not for this mother, I would have had to depart too. And who will tell Dunbar that the masks have come off, as our mouths have learned to match the caves dug into our hearts? Too tired we are with upholding guile and confusing this world with a simple smile. Tell Dunbar I must rest a while and reveal these honest tears. For the years have brought the news of chains and the slavery unescaped, increased suffering, increased pain to which many can relate. But still, they expect us to laugh and smile as if this world were alive. Yet, there they go with their death machines, saying this is how we thrive. 3. Won't you come mourn with us, Lucille? That every day we must wield the sword of our mouths to defend the sanctity of our one very present and precious life. For how often have I too faced death, and still have come to love the warmth of my own hand, the starshine of my own eyes in the mirror, the ash of my feet upon sacred ground. A girl, yes, a girl I am, who loved herself out of crisis. You know, the barrage of bombastic sentiments whispering what my price is. I crawled out of the mouth of that void, a nihilist haven and hail. I rejected abstract fantasy, and I learned it's actually okay to fail. 4. Nikki, aren't we that frightening Anansi, tempting the palm of this world's authoritative arm? Aren't the stories that we weave the sole defeat of their deceit? You reveal to me my fugitive joy, my living water of wisdom's love, how anger escapes me but deploys the righteous flame, the serpentine dove. I cannot look upon injustice without having something to say. Tending to the earth and my soul is how I make it through the day. There is a fabric of truth and a fabric of lies, webs tangled and tangled through. And then there is a song, a vibrating thing that reveals every hue. 5. Hues. I now sing America. I contain multitudes, and I will speak my own tongue. As simple or complex as I please, I will sing myself whole and allow my community to rise around me. Lemte petit, ntetande nous pas tomber. When I was a child, I heard we would not fall. But as I look around, nations crumble, and we must learn that life is all. The thing that lives, the thing that breathes, the thing that is good and true does not exist in institutions, but it does exist in you, in me, in us, in we. 6. Oh, ancestors and predecessors, how far we have come into remembrance, our worth no finite thing. You have edified our foundations. You have reconstructed the roadmaps. You have given us the gift of the rain shout. Let the waters come down. Let it quench those who thirst. Let righteousness be the new blossoms burst. For every seed we plant and every tree that takes root, let love be the shade. Let love be the fruit. Let the generations to come behold that holy feast. Let them take it in hand and with glory let them eat. Let them all inherit a bright, brand new world. free from shackles of the void and the violences we've unfurled. Let them remember those who steadily pressed on. Let them give thanks. Let them sing life's songs. Ancestors and predecessors, all who live in love's light. Because of you, we are. And because we are, they all will be all right. Thank you.